All right. Hello, citizens of the Nigerverse. Is Niger here once again? To go along with the topic of today's video, I do have some Kingdom Hearts gameplay on the screen, as you can see here. Right now, I'm gonna be honest. Is if it looks kind of choppy on screen, no, that's not your Wi-Fi or internet messing up. That's on my end. I'm trying. I've been trying to fiddle around with the game and the game settings, and even my own laptop settings to be able to get the game to run smoothly. But so far, I have been mainly unsuccessful. Now I'm gonna keep tweaking at it to see if I can get it to run a lot smoother. I saw some suggestions, including turning down the refresh rate, even um, even turning VSync off on the game. So far, this is what I've been able to muster from the from my tweaks. So we're still gonna work at it. We're still gonna tool at it. But if any of you have any suggestions on what I could do to improve it, to make it look better and everything, please let me know in the comments. Don't feel bad. And any and all feedback heck will be much appreciated. Thank you. But since I now have Kingdom Hearts on the PC, it got me thinking, what are some of my Kingdom Hearts unpopular opinions? I don't think I do too many unpopular opinions videos. I think the last one I did, actually, I don't think I've done any, but if I did, it's been quite a while. So I wondered, what are my unpopular Kingdom Hearts opinions that may or may not be some of yours? Couple things before we get into the subject matter here. For starters, these are very unpopular, so if you disagree with any of these, that is completely fine. But also, and this kind of goes without saying, but I feel the need to say it anyway, or to clarify. It should go without saying, but I usually end up saying it anyway. These are all, as the name suggests, my opinions. So if you disagree with any of these at all, that is completely fine. You are very much within your right to do so. In fact, let me know what your unpopular opinions are in the comments section below. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. And this isn't just for the first game, as you can see in the gameplay here. This is for the entire series. Just some unpopular opinions I have throughout the entire series. So, well, without further ado, let's get into the first one. So, the first unpopular opinion, number one, that I have here is that the gummy ships aren't that bad. Now, a lot of people do not like the gummy ship sections, and the gummy ship areas are notoriously hated, but I don't think they're that bad. Now, if you're a fan of games like Star Fox or anything like that, then you'll probably appreciate the gummy ships sections in the games. But me personally, I think the only Star Fox games I've played are 64 and Star Fox Zero, but I never finished Star Fox Zero. Uh but nevertheless, even without being a super duper huge fan, and I think I played a little bit of the original back when I had my SNES Classic, but even though I'm not the biggest fan, admittedly, uh of that style of gameplay, I still don't think these sections are necessarily bad. Do they drag on sometimes? Yes, but I think they're not bad, and they can actually get kind of fun at times, even in my opinion. Especially as we progress later on in the series. The Kingdom Hearts 3 approach, kind of having an open kind of area that you can traverse and do stuff like that. I think was kind of a neat idea, but otherwise, I think the gummy ship sections, while not my favorite gameplay aspect of the Kingdom Hearts series, is not that bad. Is not as bad as people make it out to be. The second one, this one might be a little controversial, is that no combat does not equal a bad level. So I'm talking about levels such as Atlantica from Kingdom Hearts 2 or 100 Acre Woods from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and 3 for that matter. Or kind of these kind of these like kind of break levels in between the action. Now, admittedly, this probably isn't that unpopular of an opinion, and I'll admit, but I do find a lot of people don't really like these levels. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of them either, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. Like, if you're here just for the combat and like the fast-paced action and everything, you're not going to get it in these levels. These are more like kind of mini games, or in the case of Atlantica, going the rhythm route. That being Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 2. Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 1 is a lot more combat focused, and admittedly, the swimming mechanics do make Atlantica kind of annoying. In Kingdom Hearts 1, but as for or like the break levels themselves, I don't hate them. Yes, the mini games can get a little bit tedious, but I don't necessarily hate the levels, and they're not necessarily what I would consider bad levels. And the stories throughout, seeing Sora interact with, say, the inhabitants of the Hundred Acre Woods, such as Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Owl, Rabbit, etc., is pretty nice and is pretty enjoyable. And if you want kind of a respite from all the action, if you're someone who's like, you know what, I've been grinding in these levels in Kingdom Hearts 2, especially Kingdom Hearts 2, they throw a lot at you. Who and you'll find yourself returning to Hundred Acre Woods pretty often. And then I don't think they're necessarily bad. The number three, moving down the list, is that Final Fantasy characters not being in Kingdom Hearts 3 is not a bad thing. Now, this one might be controversial. One of the main one of the main criticisms that a lot of people had for Kingdom Hearts 3 is where's the Final Fantasy character? Where's Cloud? Where's Sephiroth? Where's Aerith? There's where's Sid? Where's Squall? Where's Yuffie? Hey, where are all the Final Fantasy characters that were in the other Kingdom Hearts games? Why are they not present in Kingdom Hearts 3? And the thing is, would it be nice to have them? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think it's necessarily bad, especially because Kingdom Hearts 3 was more about conclusion, and it was definitely the narrative was definitely more focused on the actual in-universe characters, and not bringing in the outside characters such as the Final Fantasy characters. Heck, there was kind of even less emphasis on like the Disney characters. It was more about wrapping things up, and so in that regard, from that angle, I can see why they didn't necessarily include the Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, would it have been cool to see them there? Yeah. Would it be awesome to get hit absolutely demolished by Sephiroth for a third time? Yeah. But I don't think they were I don't think they were 100% necessary in my opinion, and their exclusion does suck a little. Like, I'm not saying them being in Kingdom Hearts 3 would have been a bad thing. I'm just saying them not being in Kingdom Hearts 3 is not necessarily the end of the world. Speaking of the end of the world, opinion number four is that Ansem's Secret of Darkness, aka the main antagonist for this first Kingdom Hearts game, is a kind of boring villain. And compared to the other villains within the series, which are technically also all Xehanorts, or I feel like Ansem Seeker of Darkness is very much lacking. I think what really does him in, and at least for me, is that it feels like he's absent a good portion of the game. Like, hey, you're interacting with all the Disney characters. You're going to all these different worlds. You even see more like the Disney villains as opposed to Ansem. Like, hey, you like that being Maleficent and company, he, and and to the point where you almost forget about Ansem Secret of Darkness. Now we do see him him a few times throughout in this game, and he's brought up, and you of course collect the pages of Ansem's journal. But otherwise, I don't really have a lot of appeal with him as a villain, at least to me within this game, as opposed to uh, say Organization 13 in Kingdom Hearts 2, where it feels like they're an absolute constant presence, and the members, I should say, within Organization 13 are way more interesting in my opinion, and or even Kingdom Hearts 3, where Organization 13 is still there, but you're also going after Xehanort. I think also what adds kind of to that is the fact that those two games I brought up in those two examples are later in the series, so you gotten more familiar with these characters who like Rechain of Memory, he's Recoded, Birth by Sleep, etc. Uh, um, so that so to hold that against Ansem Secret of Darkness within the first game, and I'm talking strictly within the first game, to hold that against Ansem Secret of Darkness would be kind of unfair. But I think even in the later games, I don't necessarily gravitate towards him as a villain, and or at least as an interesting villain, at least to me. But now on to number five. Recoded's Traverse Town on OST slash soundtrack is my favorite version of the Traverse Town theme. Something about it, of course, the original Traverse Town is iconic. The one from Birth by Sleep is also very, very nice. It's, uh, I do like kind of the added twists that they made to it, kind of remixing it in Dream Drop Distance, but something about Recoded's Traverse Town. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the extra beats, maybe it's the extra little bit of melody that it has, as that they added on top of it. Something about it just I absolutely love and I absolutely adore. And again, maybe that's just me, but I do really like the OST for Traverse Town in Recoded compared to the other games. Not saying that the Traverse Town theme is bad in the other games, because it's absolutely not. But Traverse Town's in Recoded, that one is my favorite version of the Traverse Town OST, or the soundtrack, or the theme. You get the idea. Uh, but number six is that Demix is not that hard. Wait. Before you click off the video, allow me to explain. Yes, Demix is notorious for being a very hard boss in Kingdom Hearts 2, and even throughout the series with his water clones. The thing is, though, I found myself not having that much trouble against him, especially when you use the water dance reaction commands to kind of use his characters against him. And that's the thing with Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, it can get difficult at times, but the reaction commands do help you out quite a bit, and they do kind of throw you a bone with those. They make sure you're not completely out out in the middle of the ocean when it comes to so I found myself not really struggling a whole lot with Demix. It was for me, it was definitely a matter of sticking and moving, and just using water dance when it came up. The time limit, even the time limit, it does make things a bit more difficult. But even in the time limit, I didn't find myself struggling that much. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just goaded. I'm kidding, but I didn't find myself struggling with Demix that much. Number seven, this is probably gonna upset a lot of people, and if it does, I do apologize. Guys, guys, I do prefer a lot of stuff in Final Mix compared to some of the stuff in original. Well, now, of course, original. If there was no original, there would be no Final Mix. I get that, and that is very much the case. And of course, the original is still very much goaded, which is why they want to make a final mix and why they continue the series. And that's not even just the original, but in other games. But the thing that I especially like with Final Mix is, yes, some things get changed around for the worse, but a lot of things get changed around for the better. Or like adding different things and different elements to make its game, and that being whichever game has the Final Mix attached to it, feel a bit more complete. So, an example is having a dedicated Roxas boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 as opposed to having just the cutscene. And I think changes like that at do or adding the extra final mix difficulty in the different games. I think aspects like that really do add to the experience. And maybe it's also because final mix is what I'm a bit more familiar with. But I definitely dig final mix and like all its additions. Would it be cool to play the originals on original hardware? Absolutely. And if you're someone who is a I guess in a way purist where you don't like playing remasters, you want to play the original. Well, more power to you. Who there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. But Final Mix just makes things. Plus, Final Mix is meant to be more for more for updated in a way consoles and the final mix version is what they use for like the remasters and stuff like when they port things to PS3 PS4 uh, PC Switch even like and they use the final mix version as part of like the 1.5 2.5 remix as well as the 2.8 mix as well um but yeah so oh again, nothing wrong with playing the original. The original is still very, very good. Not saying the original is bad, but I do prefer Final Mix, just to make things a bit more convenient for myself and for some of the added things in Final Mix. Thanks, opinion number 8 is that we should have gotten a game about the original Keyblade Masters instead of 2.8, a fragmentary passage. Now, 2.8 fragmentary passage is not bad. It's a decent little mini game. Aim, uh, Aim to kind of whet your appetite for Kingdom Hearts 3 and essentially to get Aqua out of the realm of darkness. But but I feel like that could have just been added to Kingdom Hearts 3. Like you could have just added that to Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, the game is already pretty long, that being Kingdom Hearts 3, but adding that extra little tidbit definitely wouldn't have hurt. But a lot of people feel like, and I guess this isn't that unpopular, a lot of people feel like we could have gotten a dedicated full game to the original Keyblade Master, that being the ones seen within like Unchained or Unchained Cross or Union Cross. Unchained being the cutscene variant that they put in 2.8. The 2.8 mix that is. But uh, but having a game with the original Keyblade Masters, having things unfold that way, having things play out the way they do in the story, but actually getting to play it and have it be interactive, I think would have been super cool. And I feel like it was definitely a it was definitely kind of a missed opportunity in my opinion. And Number 9, opinion number 9. Admittedly, this one probably isn't that unpopular either, but I prefer Roxas and Shion on their kind of relationship to Roxas and Naminé. And I feel like a lot of people do feel the same. Obviously, the game definitely pushes for the game. Admittedly, the Kingdom Hearts universe kind of tries to do both. They do push Roxas and Shion, but they also do push Roxas and Naminé, especially with the other promise and everything. But I feel like Roxas and Naminé, for me, I didn't really feel as much of their chemistry as I did with Roxas and Shion. The game does try to push Roxas and Naminé to an extent, but they also do push Roxas and Shion, and I think pushing Roxas and Shion makes more sense to me. Like we see them unfold, we see their chemistry, we see their friendship, and subtle undertones of a potential romantic relationship uh, unfold throughout 358. We see how they interact, not even just alongside Axel, but also how they interact between each other as characters. We see them grow and we see them evolve. And they didn't throw it away like again they kind of get to have every they kind of get to have both in a way, especially with how Kingdom Hearts 3 wraps up with them all kind of becoming friends. But I do prefer Roxas and Shion to Roxas and Naminé. Hey, it's time for the last opinion, And this one, I'm probably gonna have to run out of the room, a la Jack Sparrow when he was being chased by the zombies or whatever. So I'm just gonna say it's recoded is overhated. I said it. It's out there. I can't take it back. Here's the thing. Being recoded. Admittedly, maybe some of this is biased because as recoded was technically my first Kingdom Hearts game. Now, so kind of a mini story. One of my friends, he used to bring. This was back in like middle school. He would often bring his 3DS, and he had 358 over 2 days, and sometimes he would let us play on his DS and everything. But we had and no, and I said 3DS because he had a 3DS, but I didn't get my 3DS until much later. But once I got my regular DS, as I finally saved up my allowance and I bought Recoded, and I played the crap out of Recoded. It Recoded was a lot of fun for me growing up, and maybe just maybe that's possibly clouding my judgment. But also allow me to convey my argument. Now, a lot of people don't like Recoded. A lot of people despise Recoded because the story kind of throws a wrench in the works in terms of the overall narrative, and B, because a lot of people feel like the controls weren't that great. And C, a lot of people feel like it's just another retelling of Hearts, the first Kingdom Hearts game. Why do we need another retelling of Kingdom Hearts? We already have Chain of Memories for that, and it does throw in some elements of Chain of Memories as well, such as being or I should say, such as having Castle Oblivion. And my here's my argument, and when it comes to that, for starters, in terms of story, by the time you get to Recoded, unless Recoded was your first game like mine, when it comes to the story and things kind of being wonky, you should probably be used to that by now. When it comes to Kingdom Hearts, admittedly, it's not super hard to follow, but things do pop up that make things a little confusing. So I get that aspect. As for or as for the second point being the controls, that was kind of just the nature of the DS. Admittedly, that's kind of just how the DS was. Unfortunately, that's how it was with a lot of games. It didn't have the circle pad. That didn't come up to the 3DS. But the other thing, when it comes to who the retelling of the first game is, so who like think of the positive. You got Kingdom Hearts on the go, and oh, and you're able to play Kingdom Hearts pretty much on the go on mobile. Oh, and of course, technically, Recoded is kind of a remake of the phone game Kingdom Hearts Coded, but you're able to play Kingdom Hearts on the go. You're able to play a pocket-sized version of it. And admittedly, the stuff they're able to cram into the game is very limited because they have to compress everything down, such as making the Olympus Coliseum areas into an RPG, turn-based RPG style game. But but um, but otherwise, the fact that they were able to do that at all is still very impressive, and it has extra stuff it has kind of the uh, has kind of the upgrade tree in a way. It also has the bonus challenges like the bonus debugging challenges and everything. And for me, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, it was very fun. And I think it gets too much of a bad rap. Do I think it's a bad game? Not really. Do I think it's necessarily great? Not really. Do I think it's even good? It kind of borders on that. But it's definitely not a bad game in my opinion. Now, how I did recently buy Recoded for my DS. I still have my 2DS, and I'm planning on replaying it. Maybe my opinion will change. Maybe time and nostalgia has blinded me. But for the time being, I feel like Recoded gets too much of a bad rap. I don't care. I will shout it from the rooftops. Recoded is not that bad. But uh, ladies and gentlemen, now that I've thoroughly pissed you all off, thanks for all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on those post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And in the comments, first of all, let me know your unpopular Kingdom Hearts opinion. But also let me know if you agree with mine, and please be gentle. Like, even if you disagree with my opinions, like I said, that's completely fine. That's up to you. That's your prerogative, of course. But please be gentle. Like if you're gonna disagree with me at all, or disagree with someone else in the comments, at least the all I ask is that you keep it respectful. Like, agree to disagree when it comes to people's opinions. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. May your heart be your guiding key, and peace.